Okay, this is probably going to be upside down, but I'll correct it in post. What's up, guys? Shouldnt here. Welcome back to my video. So I just did an outtake of a video that I had to start again because I realized I hadn't. It's one of those things where you think a lot about it, but you need to be able to organize your thoughts and to be able to talk about it. And just jumping straight into the topic, that is gold digging and monogamy, how are they right? Are they wrong? Can it be done? Is it okay for a man to be with multiple women, but for a woman not to be with multiple men? And just a lot of topics that I believe, unfortunately, from what I see of a lot of the MGTOW community, they approach it with such hate and vitriol that it's kind of difficult to get any sort of an open discussion going about it. Take, for example, gold diggers. Many people in the MGTOW sphere think that if a woman is put in a position whereby she's offered a chance to trade up and move up, if she takes that chance, that's a bad thing. And I'm not here to say that it's a good thing, but I'm here to say that there are gray areas. Like, for example, a man, in my opinion, can love multiple women and can love one woman, and still go out and have sex with multiple other women, but still love his woman. However, I do not believe that a woman has the ability to do that with a man. And the reason why this is because women basically, when they love a man, it's just as much emotional. It's primarily emotional. And for a woman to cheat on you, the love has to stop. You have to have done something, or she must, so things must have happened. But in her mind, if she cheats on you after she loves you, she stopped loving you. Whereas a man has the ability to cheat on a woman and still love her. And we see that a lot, I believe, in a lot of, and this may trigger a lot of people, because women, I find, when you talk about cheating and how actually men can still love another woman and still cheat. Take, for example, high value men, who it's no secret that you have to share him if he's that high value and is not too blue pilled, like sports stars and celebrities, and some celebrities. But it's no secret that you have to share him. And this is why there's that saying of locking him down. A woman's job is to lock a man down. A man's job is to just get his rocks off, basically. And then, provide later on and all this other stuff. But women will often, when you talk about the concept of cheating, and you say this to them, they'll say, that's impossible. How can you? How can a man love his woman? They can't comprehend it, because they're looking at it from a female point of view. If I love you, I would never do that. I would never in a million years, because in her mind, if I cheated on him, I would have to stop loving him first. Whereas for a man, I don't believe that's possible. And I really think that when it comes to all these gold digger videos and all this sort of stuff, because you see a lot of these videos, there's a really great channel who I will link in the description, whereby this guy basically hires out or asks volunteers to put up a big smoke and mirrors event. So basically, he will ask a man or a woman, would you like us to test if your partner is a cheater? And so they'll take some information and they'll set up this fake meeting, whereby either they're on a fake podcast or it's a fake business meeting, where the lady will be invited to what she thinks is a super high value, super rich man, who offers her all these deals to be able to pursue her dreams and her passions. But basically, it's all fake. And how they find out it's fake is that basically she will, the fake high value man or woman will then try and hit on them and say, oh, can I have your number? Can I go out for a date? Blah, blah, blah. And then once that happens, the man or the woman has the chance to confront their partner. And universally, that's seen, I think, from the man to woman. I'm just going to talk, I haven't seen so many of the girlfriend catching boyfriend cheating, but from the opposite side, what you'll find is there's this universal condemnation in looking at the comment section and all the feel-good clickbait, what I call McDonald's content. And this channel isn't McDonald's content. It's super fascinating, and you actually learn stuff about how people react. It's also mostly entertaining, like 80% entertaining, but the kind of content I'm talking about is the hate-filled, angry MGTOW content. The kind of people, if you've seen the Fresh and Fit podcast, where they will invite women over and ask them a lot of questions about hypergamy and the red pill. They're the kind of people who, before the interview has even started, is already sending in basically insults to the women. And I don't know why that show just reads it out. I mean, I fear that the show, although it's been doing a lot of good, is actually steering people towards hate, like just actually hating women. Because there are men out there who hate women. Not all men who are in MGTOW hate women. But there are men who are so angry, so bitter, that they will lash out in this fucking low IQ, super knee-jerk, and super emotional, negative way, to the point where you're just like, what the hell? But you find that when it comes to are they a cheater videos, the girlfriend is found cheating, there's almost that everyone gets on the same side. She's evil, she's horrible, she's this, she's that. But never is the gray area explored, and that is that men and women in relationships and approach relationships differently. Like I said before, I do believe that a man can have sex with another woman and still love his wife, for example. But I don't think that that's the opposite way around. However, I do also believe that if a woman is in a situation whereby she has to take care of kids and the husband is a deadbeat husband, if she then tries to cheat and secure resources from another man, I believe that's justified. I believe that's justified. In some situations, I know that someone could pull out a situation whereby she was evil, she was horrible, she went about it in a way and she was really narcissistic and tried to throw it back at the man and lied. Yes, I get it. Issues, you know. But I find that there's this lack of appreciation for the fact that women's role is to secure resources when it comes to sex and marriage and having kids. Her role is not her role in the relationship. Her goal, based on hypergamy, is to secure resources. And this is just as much a burning drive as a man's drive to go out and sleep with as many women as possible. So what you find is a relationship is very much a test to see if they're strong enough to overcome, both on the man's side and both on the women's side, to overcome their innate desires and their innate urges to get with as many women and as many things as possible. And what you'll find is that the kind of men, the angry MGTOWers, because I consider myself MGTOW. This is how, I'm not bashing on MGTOW. I consider myself MGTOW. I'm like probably one of the more authentic MGTOW people out here, because I have receipts of I haven't had sex in 6 years voluntarily. And unlike a lot of MGTOWs who they're MGTOW until they get the right woman, and then they just revert back to their blue pill ways. So I've sacrificed, in my mind, a lot to be able to follow this path from the perspective of personal development. So I'm not crapping on it. But what I find is that when you look at a lot of these gold digger videos, it's almost universally, how could you do that? How could you do this? But without the sort of understanding and appreciation of female psychology. I'm not excusing her. I'm not saying if she does it, that's fine. I'm not. Just like I'm not saying that if a man loves his wife and sleeps with another woman, even if he still loves her, that he should just do it. And that, again, it's like, if you're going to be getting into that kind of relationship, and the problem I find with a lot of cheaters and this, that, and the other, is that just be open about it before the relationship. If you don't think you can be committed, just be open to it. But the lack of self-awareness and the lack of self-understanding I find in everyone basically makes it so that they will allow their more base instincts to overcome their reason, overcome their logic, and overcome their judgment. So they'll get into these situations whereby everything blows up in their face, even if on paper they didn't really do that much wrong, or maybe the husband was abusive, maybe the wife was abusive. You know, there may be legitimate reasons, but you should have prepared for that. This is why I went MGTOW for a long period of time, because I saw that I had to do work on myself, otherwise, to find out not only why I messed up, but then later on, the fact that there's some really evil women out there. and this is obvious to a lot of people listening right now, but before I was totally blissfully unaware. But I find that if MGTOW, I think, is to be followed seriously, there has to be, just like Richard Cooper says, and probably a lot of other people, so when you point one finger forward, there's three fingers pointing back. And that's what I find in a lot of this McDonald's clickbait MGTOW content, whereby you just want to feel good. That's why I call it McDonald's content. And you can borrow this from me because I came up with it and I think it fits perfectly. With a lot of videos, you tune in because you want to feel good. You want them to be wrong and you to be right. And you never walk away with an understanding. It's like there's a huge difference between a high value man who goes on a lot of these MGTOW videos and so a low value man who goes on a lot of these MGTOW videos and just whines and complains and women are the root of all evil, this, that, and the other, and just gets, and a high value man who has a lot of women, who is red-pilled and understands that and can look at a woman's behavior in a lot of these videos and just say, yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. This is why a lot of high-value men don't take women as seriously. That's the main difference with one of the main differences between a high-value man in terms of relationships. Because I mean, a high-value man who not only has money and status, but also has the relationship receipts, who also has the body count to prove, in that sense, that he's a high-value man. He does not take women seriously. He doesn't. A low-value man, a whining, bad side of the MGTOW sphere, pretends like they don't care about women, pretends like they don't take women seriously, but they do, because they're investing so much emotion and time into their hatred that it's like, dude, it's like just be open about it, just be honest about it, you know what I mean? But anyway, I hope that shines a light on something. Random update, because I realized that I haven't actually gone on a tangent all video, so this is one tangent. I have the best luck in the world. Like last week, my wing mirror got like shaved off, and 200 and something pounds to get it repaired because the whole thing had to be refitted. Yesterday, I got out of my car, and on the same side that it was repaired, someone fucking clipped it again and took off the back cover. So I was kind of fuming yesterday. Second tangent, I have finally got box lighting. You may be wondering why I'm always doing vlogs, and that's because I suck at preparing lighting and I suck at doing presentations because I get super frustrated with something and I need to sit down and discipline myself more to stick with something, even if it takes a whole day. So I finally got box lighting to light my green screen, so it looks like I can actually do videos. And if you check out my health channel either tomorrow or the day after, I will be having a video on why you need a water distiller, because if you don't buy a water filter, your kidneys will be the water filter. And obviously they do filter water, but for all the crap that you're drinking. And why also Brita water filters and other stuff like that really don't do much. But anyway, 3 minutes out, peace.